For more information, check out my blog, theguy.com. For this, the only ingredient that you're going to need is some fresh ginger root. The piece that I have is fairly big. You don't really need that much, but I'm going to show you two ways to use it. The first thing you want to do is take your cutting board and your peeler and a knife, and you want to peel the skin off of the ginger root. Now I'm just peeling the top part off of the small piece because I'm going to be using this one as a spot treatment. But for the larger piece, I'm going to be peeling all of it off. So just peel off the first layer of skin, and you don't want any of the hard patches that are on there. So you just want to take that off until you expose the flesh of the ginger root. So like I said before, for the one that I'm going to be using for the spot treatment, I'm only going to be peeling the top part of it. And for the bigger piece, I'm just kind of going to break it into two pieces so that I have equal parts, and I'm just going to peel one of them and I'm going to store the other one away for use for later. So for this one, I'm going to peel off all of the skin until the whole ginger root flesh is showing. Ginger is really uneven and kind of annoying to peel, so be careful with your knives and your peelers. You don't want to cut yourself. So here is that big piece that's been peeled. I'm just going to cut it into smaller sizes just so it's easier to blend. This doesn't have to be done perfectly, and if you have a super awesome blender, then you probably don't even need to cut it into little cubes, but my blender needs it in smaller pieces. So you're just going to drop all of your pieces into your blender, and you're going to add a tiny bit of water to that just so it's easy to blend. Now I'm starting with like 2 tablespoons of water first, and you'll see me add water as I go along. So this is the first time I did it, and it stopped blending after a little while, so I added some more water to it just to make it easy to blend and so I can get a really nice pulp out of it. With the amount that I used, I would probably need a little less than half a cup of water to fully blend it perfectly and get a nice pulpy juice. So just keep blending until you see it blended nicely like this, and it's nice and smooth. And that's how it should look. It should have some juice and some pulp. Now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to transfer it over to a clean hair coloring bowl with a clean hair coloring brush. I'm not adding anything to it, I'm just transferring it to the bowl so that I can apply it to my hair. And that's how it should look. You can use a cheesecloth to drain the pulp out because you really only need the juice, but I didn't want to. Make sure there are no tangles in your hair when you're doing this because tangles aren't a good time ever. Okay, so the first way I'm going to show you is for a bald spot treatment. So the piece that I just peeled the top part of, I'm just going to take a fork and kind of scrape the flesh of it so I can get some juice to the surface and get it nice and moist. So wherever I feel like there's a bald spot, like let's say there's a thinning spot in the front of your head and you just want to stimulate some hair growth, you just want to take that piece and just rub it all over that area. You can do this anywhere you feel like your hair is thinning. Sometimes it can be at the front of your head, sometimes it can be at the back. Wherever you feel like you have a thin balding spot, you can just take this ginger and rub it directly onto that spot. And just keep scraping it with your fork to get some juice out and then rubbing it on. You just want to make sure that it's nice and saturated. You don't need to put this all over your scalp if you don't want to. The second way you can do this is to apply it all over your scalp. Now, I'm just going to take the mixture that I blended earlier and I'm going to apply this all over my scalp. Now this can get a little messy if you leave the pulp in, so I'm just going to drape myself with a towel so that I don't get my clothes dirty. Now with my brush, I'm just going to get the juices of that ginger and the pulp of that ginger all over my scalp. So like I said before, you can use something like a cheesecloth to drain the juice out so you don't have any of the pulp in there, but I don't really mind it because it washes out anyways. If you use this ginger treatment regularly, you'll notice that it can slightly lighten your hair, so keep that in mind. If you wanted to darken your hair a little bit, you can add some sesame oil to it. Now, I love to give you guys information, so here it is. Ginger is amazing because it has properties that protect and condition your hair. It can make it grow faster, reduce dandruff, and prevent hair loss. And you'll notice that when you apply this onto your scalp, it's going to feel really warm and tingly and stimulating. That is perfectly normal. So just a little disclaimer, ginger is not going to magically cure baldness. But if you have some thin spots on your head and are combating hair loss, or have a hard time growing your hair, or you have traction alopecia where you tie your hair up too tight and sometimes you can start to lose hair whenever you tie it too tight in a ponytail, then the ginger is going to be amazing at stimulating your hair growth. Ginger helps to improve your blood circulation on your scalp, so increased blood flow means increased hair growth rate. Why is that? Well, when blood flows to your scalp, it gets the nutrients to the hair follicle and gets the oxygen that it needs to the follicles and increases your hair growth. One of the main things in ginger are the essential fatty acids that it has. Now, fatty acids are great for fighting hair loss, stunted growth, and thinning of hair. So that's why ginger is amazing to grow your hair out. Now, like I said before, ginger is really stimulating. So it is going to get tingly, it's going to warm up. You might notice your skin turning a little bit red, so do a test patch first to see if your skin is sensitive to it, because your skin can get a little sensitive to it. So if it is, I suggest mixing ginger with some jojoba oil, almond oil, olive oil, coconut oil, and just mix it in equal parts and massage it onto your scalp just like I am right now. And you should notice a difference. It's not going to feel as sensitive to the ginger. But if your scalp isn't sensitive to the ginger like mine, then you can apply the ginger root or the ginger juice straight to your scalp and you will notice a really big difference. It looks like I have some nasty dandruff or some lice in my hair right now, but I promise you this is going to be worth the effort. You want to make sure that you get it all over your scalp, so don't forget the back of your head, and then you can take your fingers and kind of run it through and massage it onto your scalp to really get it in there. Once the ginger is all over your scalp, you're going to feel it tingly, like I said before. What you're going to do is just wrap your head in a towel and just let that sit in your hair for like half an hour, and then you can shampoo it out like normal. You can do this twice a week and you'll notice your hair grows much faster. That's it. Bye guys! Check out my previous video to see why I look like a little hoodlum criminal.